Symposium. I have the pleasure to welcome Eugenie Wolff from the University of Pretoria and Yaping Hall from that is the Senior Academic Director of Quality Matters. Please note you have 10 minutes for your presentation. We're looking forward to your presentation. Thank you.
Thanks so much for the intro, Anki, and thank you to everyone for being here as well. I'm astonished, I'd say, with the amount of people that are still here. I know these 2 days have been quite a lot to take in if you, like me, have been attending most of the presentations. So as Anki mentioned, Yaping and I will today be chatting about ensuring quality in our online education. For those of you that might have only recently joined our symposium, I'm Eugenie, the project manager for online education at the Comprehensive Online Education Services at UP. And it's also my pleasure to introduce here with me today Dr. Yaping, who will be leading our presentation. Yaping is the Senior Academic Director for Member Services and Partnerships at Quality Matters, all the way from the USA. So just in terms of what our process will be for today, I'll chat a bit about the background, where KUS comes from and some of our UP online programs. And then Yaping will lead us in a few slides about trends in higher education before she unpacks Quality Matters as a research-supported QA system. And then I'll just close off by chatting a bit about what KUS intends for their way forward as Quality Matters members. So KUS was actually launched early in 2019 already to offer fully online programs under the UP Online brand. We currently have about 20 programs that have been initiated, being in various stages of program offering and development. And particularly what the Comprehensive Online Education Services staff do is that we provide support for curriculum, pedagogical and instructional design, helping our faculty members to develop, facilitate and evaluate their fully online programs. And sorry, when it comes to the quality assurance strategies that we have, they are very similar to that of the contact programs in that all of our programs also have to go to internal approvals, such as up to Senate level, which we have at many South African universities, and then also obtaining the DE clearance and CHE accreditation and also SAQA registration. But what we realized is when it comes to our online programs, it's not only sufficient to have the traditional internal content moderation and the external examination, which usually focuses on standards of assessment and so on. We required a bit more to ensure that our online programs were really quality programs. And so that's really where our search began, to find some kind of support for our team, sorry, as an additional measure, to look at things like course accessibility and usability, to look at the appropriateness of the technology, also helping us to determine whether the student support that we provide is sufficient, and also a way for us to measure whether the student interaction really engages our students or not. And so we decided to join Quality Matters as a basic memberships so that we can start sending my fellow learning designers and myself as well to some of the Quality Matters training courses, helping us to become better designers and also allowing us to become part of that community. And so Dr. Yaping will then shed a bit more light for us on the services that Quality Matters renders. Thanks, Yaping.
Thank you so much, Eugenie, for giving me this opportunity. I want to say thanks to Anki, Dr. Anki, and the UP for giving me this opportunity again. So, yes, I'm so happy to be here to introduce QM to you. So QM, Quality Matters, is a US-based entity, and we are focused on quality assurance for online education and hybrid learning. So if you look at the map here, we have member institutions all over the world, over 1,500, and we have 5 universities in South Africa and 1 organization in South Africa as members. So we're so proud of, UP being part of this this community of quality online education. Next, yes. So just a few words about trends in higher education. So the past 2 years, we have been a lot, and there are two very high profile, very large research studies showing that the trends in higher education is hybrid, digitalization, and AR and analytics. These are the top trends. Next, Eugenia. Okay, so in 2022, and that's the most recent survey done by EduCourse, and that's a US-based online technology-focused entity. They each year they have their Horizon report, and there is a teaching and learning edition. So as you can see, these are the top trends. But moving forward, everything will be either hybrid, online, and teaching and learning are going to take place in the digital learning environment. But if you notice here, professional development for faculty and staff are still critically important. This slide is the same thing from the same report, and we heard the word digital transformation, but what does that really mean? So there's a D, and a D. The first is digitization. That means you transform everything from paper, pencil, hard copy to digital versions of everything. So everybody has been doing this the past few years, due to the pandemic. And then the second one, I think many institutions are already doing it, and some are getting started, and some are doing a pretty good job, is to really digitalization. That is the process. During this process, you really have to take a look at the institution, how to automate the process, how to streamline process. And finally, the entire institution are going into the digital transformation. And next, Eugene. Oh, there's 2 slides. Okay, so QM is a research-supported quality assurance system. We are focused on teaching and learning in the online space. And the major components of QM is, first of all, researcher-supported rubric for K-20. Although high education is our most important piece of it. And then based on the standard, based on the rubric, we provide a lot of PDs, professional development, that is based on your goals and the roles that you have at your institution. And then we also provide a course level as well as program level review and certification. So the mission of QM is to help institutions from where they are to where they want it to be as far as ensuring quality for their online courses and the program is concerned. So this here is actually I covered already, standards, PD, and a very robust peer review process for course and the program certification. And we support the entire institutions to reach their goals. Next. Okay, so here's a quick look at the 8 categories of standards for higher education. And under each of these 8 general standards, there's specific standards that you can use for your course design, course review, and even for teaching. Next. Yeah, so the 42 very specific standards, each one of those standards has a long list of literary review, research support behind it. QM staff manage the process, but all the research are done by the community over the past 2.5 decades, at least in the US and the North America. Actually, as we speak, we have Rubric revision committee taking an entire year to revise the higher education rubric as we speak. And the new edition will come out next year in early summer, I think. So it will be very exciting because a lot of things have happened and a lot of things have changed. And we need to be more inclusive, accessibilities, etc., so that institutions who are using the standards rubric will be able to design their courses well to embrace all learning styles and all students' needs. So go ahead. And one of the major principles in the higher education rubric is the principle of alignment. And that's the foundation. That means everything, every resource that you put into the course serves one purpose. The purpose is to help students achieve their learning outcomes. And then the assessment needs to be very well aligned to measure whether the students are achieve those learning outcomes. Everything else in between, the instructional materials, the learning activities you design, and all the technologies and all the tools, social medias that you use needs to support that purpose, is to help students achieve the learning outcome. And next, Eugenie. Yeah, so I mentioned PD, professional QM provides a variety of professional development offerings to meet the institution needs, program needs, and the faculty staff needs. So here are just a few examples of the digital credentials that QM issue once you have completed the PD. So the first one on the lower left is that QM member institutions faculty in those member institutions can actually become online facilitator for the APPQM Applying QM Rubric workshop. The one in the center is called a TOC, and Teaching Online Certificate. This is a series of 7 workshops, and if you complete all of them, you can get this Teaching Online Certificate. The one on the top right is as a member institution. The faculty instructional designers can become peer reviewers. And once you have done at least 2 official reviews, you can move on to become master reviews. So that is the credential. I will try to come back to the question at the end. So here is the a very quick overview, a visual of the peer review process, and that is both for the course level as well as for the program level. It's peer-based. That means you are teaching faculty, your courses will be peer reviewed by other faculty from other institutions. And it is really a continuous improvement process. Because we strongly believe that if you are, as long as you're committed to quality, this peer review process, the team will give you very constructive, very specific feedback. So upon the first course review, if your course has not met certain standards, you will go back, work with your instructional design team, and you improve the course based on the very specific recommendations, and then you can resubmit your course, and the course can be reviewed and can be certified. Next. And I might add that so far we have certified over 14,000 courses all over the world. Okay, thanks, Anki. 2 minutes. Okay, so these are the certification marks for course level as well as for program level. So over the past 20 years or so, we have heard from the community a very positive impact by institutions who go through this QM implementation process. So here are a few examples of the positive impact on students' learning and student success. Next. And the one before. For for institutions, QM implementation activities it gets a lot of positive results and data for institutional goals, their accreditations, building culture, faculty development, etc., etc. And here is a conceptual thing takeaway for you is when we look at quality teaching and learning from the institutional perspective, the courses lays the foundation. You as faculty, you teach your students every day, right? So QM supports that. And then at the program level, if you're the dean, if you are the program chair, you are more concerned about the learning outcome, the competencies of your program. And so QM also supports that. So all of this data at the course level, at the program level, as far as, and also faculty professional development, they provide the data to support institutional goals. Next, I'm going to give this back to Eugenie, please.
Thanks so much, Acting. Yeah, so just in terms of KUS and the way that we are moving forward with our relationship with Quality Matters, since we've joined them in July, 3 of our learning designers have completed the Applying the Quality Matters Rubric course, and we've got another 3 individuals that will do so in January next year. In terms of what we do with the knowledge that we've gained, we obviously use it to improve the courses that we design, ensuring that each time that a new course goes live, we look at the alignment, we look at the accessibility and engagement, we ensure that we've got sufficient support structures built into our courses and so on. And it also helped us a lot when it came to designing the course shell that we use for the majority of our courses, laying a solid foundation from which to build further. And then we've also have 2 of our learning designers that will be doing the peer reviewer course in November, and then we'll take a bit of a scaffolded approach in next year for the remaining 4 members to also do so. And looking forward to using the course review management system to its full extent so that we can also do some self-assessments and internal reviews eventually. Yes, I think we've run out of time, but thank you so much for providing the opportunity for us. And I believe Yaping will be available. Then just move on to that final slide. If anyone maybe wants to reach out to either myself or to Yaping at Quality Matters, you can always send us an email. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I see that we have one question here, and that says, is the Quality Matter rubrics for online courses customizable to suit the institution's needs?
Absolutely. Thank you for this wonderful question. As you see on the map, QM has been used in all of the world, and culturally we're different, pedagogically we're different, and even we have certainly different unique institutional goals. Yeah, so yes, as long as a member, you can customize your the QM rubric to meet your need. You can even translate into Arabic, Spanish, German, French, whatever languages that you use at your institution. But as long as it's only for internal use, not to be published, and distributed outside your institution. So the answer is definitely yes. And if you want to learn more about that, you can contact me by email, ygao@qualitymatters.org. Thank you for this question. Wonderful.
Thank you so much, everyone. So you will see in the chat there is again you can enroll for the lucky draw. And so in this way we've come to the end of our sessions today, and we will have our closing session in how many minutes? Let me just see. So our closing session will start at 14:35, and I hope to see all of you there. But thank you, Yaping, for your and Eugenie's wonderful presentation, and I hope that the people will contact you also to see your rubrics and everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anki. Thank you all.